Hey, we got the egg, and these are beautiful eggs that I got from a student, Dan, at school. So I'm really excited about these. He's got some chickens and knew that we were doing the egg unit, so he hooked it up. So we got some eggs here, and then I got some store-bought, so we can kind of see a comparison. And then I'll crack one of these store-bought eggs open so we can see what the insides look like. We all have seen the inside of an egg, but we're going to talk about the parts and what they do. So these are the store-bought. These are grade A, and the grade, just so you guys know, there. And then this maybe is a double yolk, or it's just a really large egg. So this would fall into the jumbo category. So the color of the egg, the shell, is determined by the hen that's laying it. So typically the red or brown chickens are laying these sort of eggs. The chickens with white feathers are laying these sorts of eggs. And then there are Americanas and Easter eggers and all kinds of different ones that lay green and blue eggs, which is really, I think, pretty cool. So there are eggs. A couple other little factoids or fun facts about eggs is the shape is actually designed for a couple of reasons the way it is. If you have a hen that lays eggs and she's laying on her clutch of eggs, due to the shape, these eggs can stay more compact in the nest, so they'll retain the heat a bit better. If they were perfect golf ball size round eggs, you'd have bigger gaps, and these eggs wouldn't stay insulated as well. So the shape is designed. Also, I don't want to hurt any chickens' feelings, but chickens I don't think are the smartest animals on the planet. And if these were perfectly round, there's a good chance that as chickens are moving around, they could knock their eggs out of the nest. Perfectly round ball is going to roll out of the nest a bit easier than something like this that is like counterbalance. So a couple of design features. We'll crack one of these open and take a look at the inside of it. Scarlett is going to come back and help us out too, because she's always super helpful. So we have our egg, and I wanted to get a better view on this. So you guys can see, obviously, the outside of the egg. That's the shell, right? But underneath that is a thin little membrane, and that actually is the membrane. So not always will the shell come off of that, but sometimes that does happen. So we'll get this opened up here, and then there is also in here, I hope you can see it, there's a little air pocket right here. I'm kind of poking it with my finger. Can we see that in the view or no? So there's a little air pocket in here. And then a few other parts that I want to talk about. Obviously we have the shell. The yolk here is the center. And then this part here, this clear part, this is the thick albumin. And then around here running on the outside is the thin albumin. And then this little white bit right here, that is the chalice. So inside of this egg, we have a yolk that would be in the center, surrounded by the thick albumin to protect that yolk from getting damaged. Outside of the thick albumin is the thin albumin. It's just a second line of defense. And then the shell, which is the third line. So the whole purpose of the design of this egg is to protect the yolk, all right? The chalice, the little white bit here, that helps keep the yolk in the center of all the different egg whites and parts. Hey, welcome back. Scarlett's playing in our water that we're gonna boil our eggs in. Get your hands out of there. We're gonna boil some eggs, and one thing that I failed to mention is the farm fresh eggs versus the store-bought eggs. The farm eggs are going to boil the same as the store-bought eggs. The difference is peeling them. The farm eggs, you're going to typically lose some of the egg white when you're peeling it, just because it's super fresh. The older the egg is, the easier it's going to peel. So earlier on, when we cracked the egg open, I showed you the inside of that air pocket. On this fresh egg, that air pocket's going to be super tiny, but the older the egg gets, the larger that air pocket gets. Allows that membrane to kind of separate from the egg, and it's a much easier thing to peel. I'm gonna hand these over to, I'm gonna take a big risk, and I'm gonna hand these eggs over to Scarlett. I need you to put 7 eggs gently in the water. Gently.
How many again?
7.
Oh yeah. 2.
Perfect. Okay, so we have our eggs in here. I'm gonna get a shot inside of this so that we're not touching it. All right, so we have our eggs in the pot, and again we have 8. Starting with cold water, and then I'm just going to turn my heat onto high and bring this up to a boil. You want to start with cold water because it'll help cook the egg through. If we put our eggs into boiling water, it's going to cook the outside of the egg, and you're going to have overcooked whites before the yolk gets cooked. So it's important you start with cold water, turn it on to high. Once you get it up to a boil, we'll set our timer for 8 minutes, maybe 9. A couple of these are pretty large, so we'll go 9 minutes, and then we'll cut our heat. We'll drain these eggs, and then do something fun with them. Okay, so we're at a boil. I'm going to set my timer for 9 minutes, and at 9 minutes, we'll pull these eggs from the boiling water and throw them into an ice bath. All right, so we are just about at our 9-minute mark. Eggs have been boiling. There's our timer. We're going to cut the heat, and then we're going to relocate the camera and show the next step. All right, so our eggs are done. We have an ice bath here, so basically just ice and water. I'm gonna give you this, hold that. Hold that. I'm gonna get my eggs. And I'm gonna, are you eating? We're gonna get these eggs out of here, just a slotted spoon. We're gonna drop these into our ice bath, and what this is gonna do, this is really hot, I don't want you to burn yourself. This is going to shock the eggs and stop them.
I'll be careful.
You can get them out of here in a minute. This is going to shock the eggs and stop them from cooking. I want my egg yolks to be yellow, like this dress, and not gray or green. If they're gray or green, that's a sign that you have overcooked it. And then they start to smell kind of...
Look at one back open.
One did crack open, right here. It's the magic one.
Yeah. Is it the one what I was opening?
Well, it had so much magic inside that it didn't want to stay shut. All right. Hey, give those a stir.
Okay.
So we're gonna give these a minute or so in this ice bath just to knock the heat out, and then we'll get cracking. Ha! Okay, that's good. Let me check. I want to check one first, okay? Keep breathing so heavy.
Mine is not heavy. Mine is a little heavy.
Your breath is heavy. You're like... Okay, we're gonna do something else. Don't. Or do. Good shot. Future basketball player. Wanna do another one?
Yeah, I'm gonna fold this.
Careful. Good job. Nice. All right, we're gonna
I'm gonna eat
cut
ice.
egg flavored ice. Yummy. We're gonna cut, get cleaned up, reset, and then next step's coming. All right, so we are going to make deviled eggs with our eggs. So here's the egg. as I mentioned, bright yellow, hold it, yes, bright yellow egg yolk, no green or gray ring around the outside. The white is set all the way through. Scarlet is going to be our egg yolk masher. So you just wait a minute, okay? Let me get these egg yolks out of here. Okay, so we have those. We're gonna add. All right, so I have all of my whites, the egg white oil part.
Dad, can I eat those ones?
Ew, not yet.
Okay.
And then we have our,
Can I punch them yet?
smash them?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna add, hang on, just a little mayonnaise.
Why?
You can measure this, but yeah, go ahead. Squish them up. And then just a small amount
Ow!
of Dijon.
Why ginger?
Dijon,
Why are you putting so much that in?
because it's so good.
So what are you going to taste like now?
It's gonna taste like magic.
Hmm? What does a magic taste like?
You're gonna taste it. And some salt, just a little pinch of pepper.
Now what is this going to taste like?
Usually use Tabasco. I don't have any, but I have this Cholula. So, twink, a little splash of that.
Is it spicy? Is it hot?
A couple of chives. All right, we're gonna give it a little taste, see what it needs. Scarlet is getting really close to Scarlet's bedtime, so we'll see.
Can we bring that?
No, it needs just a little bit more. So we have our filling. I'm gonna get this stuff cleaned up before she makes a mess of all of this. We're gonna get everything cleaned up here, and then we'll get our eggs finished up and call it a night. See you soon. All right, so we have our filling, the egg yolks, mayonnaise, Dijon, and I have a piping bag. You can just use a spoon and scoop this in, but I figure since we're making a video, we're gonna be a little extra. Our egg filling in our bag. And normally I have a good little star tip, but I don't have it. I think I left it at school. So we're just gonna work with this. Just do a little, oh. We're just gonna fill in a little swirl. Is it funny?
Yeah.
Why? Because it's a little twirl? All right, so we have our eggs filled, and I have a little bit of paprika, and you want to sprinkle this from up high, so it'll spread out as it drops. Or you can also use what?
Is that spicy or hot?
No, I have a little mesh deal, so we can. We'll get these plated up and do a taste test.
Which one? I want
All right, Scarlett, you're gonna be the official taste tester. Take one and have a bite. You took, I don't know. Maybe that one.
What do you think?
Dad, it does taste like magic.
Oh, it tastes like magic. And your teeth and your lips are covered in egg yolk. Look at you. Thank you for helping me. I appreciate it.
Also, it's good.
Good.
I'm
See,
gonna eat this whole one.
perfect.
There's no bait.
No plate.